So this morning I am going to make beef stew or a roast, but it's beef stew, the little cubes. I more so make the larger roast, but I haven't made it in a while. Probably not. I don't think it's been since Christmas, but it may have been, y'all. But anyway, I made it this way. No, Thanksgiving. I made it this way for several reasons with all of these ingredients. So I'm going to try to record more cooking videos because my oldest son moved out and he found it helpful to watch my videos. So this will push me. I was going to do this anyway, and this pushed me to do it a little bit more. So anyway, what we're going to start with is, I think this is about 3 pounds. Sorry, y'all, I forgot to start the camera. This is about 3 pounds, I believe, of beef stew. So when I went to the meat market, I took it out, put it in the freezer bag. So that's why I kind of don't quite remember. But I know this is going to shrink down. Then I have 1 can. I'm making it the way my mom made it growing up, and it was super good, really good. But I started wanting to try the Mississippi roast, and I will always be conflicted. So what I did at Thanksgiving is that I combined some of the ingredients that she used with the Mississippi roast, and it was really good. Okay, so I am going to put it on low for 6 hours, and you can put it on high, I think, for 4 hours, but we're not going to eat anytime soon. So you want to put this on, and I know a lot of you already know this, but you want to put this on early in the morning so it has time to cook, or like if you're going to work or something and you come back and it's ready. You want to put it on low just in case if it takes you a little bit longer to get home and you're gone for a while. So I already put some cracked black pepper. I love cracked black pepper, even though right here you see the ground black pepper. So here's the cracked black pepper. I need to get some more from Sam's. I put just a little bit of salt. I normally don't because the onion soup mix comes with salt, but I noticed that in the butter. But I noticed sometimes it tastes a little bit off a little bit. And I couldn't remember the Mississippi roast, which is nothing but a couple of ingredients, recipe, so it said salt in it, so I just put just a little bit. And this is cream of mushroom, so all the white stuff is cream of mushroom, and I'm just breaking it down, y'all, just in case it's someone's watching who has never really cooked before. So I put 1 can of cream of mushroom soup mix in there. And if you don't have a crock pot and you're wondering where I get a crock pot from, of course, Walmart, Target. But if you're really low on funds and you don't have a lot of money, I remember I wanted to make a roast the very first time when I moved out. And I didn't have a lot of money, so I went to Dollar General. I'm sure Walmart may have some, but the Dollar General was the closest to me, and I saw that big fat 10, a big fat 10 when I would go in there. So I got my first crock pot from Dollar General. Okay, and it was across the street. So you're going to put a packet of Lipton onion soup mix. I usually put 2, and I think I did put that in there. So it just depends on your preference, but I put 2 usually in there. So I'm going to put the other one in there. And you can get a lot of these things from Aldi, from Walmart, and if you're even from the Dollar Tree. So check that out. But remember, some things may be a little bit cheaper at Aldi or even at Walmart versus at the Dollar Tree. You're paying a whole dollar where it may be like 88 cents, 98 cents. Just see what works best for you. One thing, a salted butter. This is more so these ingredients over here for the Mississippi mud. Let me say Mississippi roast. I'm sorry, y'all. So then I have some Hidden Valley Ranch. I just have the big thing, but you can get the seasoning packet. It's only 1 seasoning packet. I'll try to put the recipe down below. 1 thing of salted butter and the golden pepper runchies. I never can say that right. I'm going to put some beef stock in here. You can put water, like 1 or 2 cans of water. Just see because once this cooks up, it's going to make its own broth. And then I guess we'll talk about it later. You can thicken it with flour, or you can thicken it with cornstarch. So a lot of times that's how we make ours. But sometimes I add celery or I add carrots. I don't think I have any carrots, so I may just add some celery today because I don't really feel like going out to the store. And then you can top this with rice. You can also, or put it to the side, or you can do mashed potatoes. So just do what's best for you. So I don't have a tripod over here, but you're simply just going to dump everything. So you can put this other soup mix over here. I have to read the directions of the equivalent of this bottle of ranch to 1 packet. And then you're going to put this on top, and then you're going to put several of this. I'll put the recipe down below, and then I'll show how much I put in here of that. Okay, so I put my ranch in there, y'all. And I did about 3 tablespoons. So I was really estimating. So if you have a packet, that may be easier, or you may, is that my hand in the way? That's my hand in the way, y'all. I'm trying to hold this with one hand. So I'm going to add some of this beef broth in here. And you also can sear your meat, but it don't matter to me. Usually if it's the holidays or something like that, I'll do that. Or if I'm having company, which we don't have company too much. So I may put a little bit of water in here. Not so much beef broth, just a little bit. And then I'm going to put this salted butter in here. The whole thing. Let me add some water. Okay. So I added about 1/2 cup. I probably added a little bit too much of water. I'm going to add some more black pepper in here. And just let it cook. Let it cook. It smells good already. Don't look the best. Sorry, y'all keep banging that. Don't look the best. But it's gonna be so good when it's done. And I'm gonna put the salted butter on top. Alright, y'all. So now we're gonna put our top back on and let it cook. I did put some more cracked black pepper on there. And yeah, let it cook for 6 hours. I'm gonna set my Alexa timer, and that's good to go. If you have something else to do, you don't want to slave over the stove. And this is one of my favorite meals. One of my favorite. Anything with gravy is my favorite meal. Okay, guys, so I'm going to make some rice now. And for the way my mom taught me how to do rice is really simple. For every 2 cups of water, it's 1 cup of rice. And my rice comes out fine every single time. I did learn a trick from Mama D, my mother-in-law. So I saw her cook rice one time, and she had, I don't know, I think I seen it more than once. So it wasn't just, that one time. So what she does is she brings her water some people bring their water to a boil, but she went ahead and put her rice in her water, or kept it boiling while it was cooking. So the way I do it either way, but I noticed that it was more softer, or I just like the way it cooked when she did it that way, when I tried it that way. But I've also brought it to a boil, and then I put the rice in and then bring it down to a simmer and then put the lid on it. So I seen where she didn't put the lid on it and she still had it boiling. So if you're a brand new cook, you may not want to do that. So it looks a little yellowish because I have some chicken bouillon in here. And I don't do it all the time. It's when I want more flavor. So I think I got this from Stovetop Kisses. She did this with her mashed potatoes, and sometimes I think she said she did it with her rice. I've done it with my rice. So if you don't want to do that, all you can just do is put a little bit of salt in the water. So now it has came to a boil, and I have my rice soaking, and it is up to, sorry y'all, I was over here taste testing the rice, the roast. So you don't have to soak your rice. Some people do soak their rice and some people don't. Sometimes I remember and sometimes I forget. I'm like, oh crap. So this is the 2 let's see, I have 4 cups of water in here. That's usually a good amount for our family. Let me stop talking because my water's boiling. And this is 2 cups of rice. So for every 2 cups of water, which I have 4 cups of water in here, I have a cup of rice. So this is 2 cups of rice. All right. So I use a strainer to strain my rice, and I'm gonna get a spoon. I'm using one hand and get the rest in there. And that's my oven for my cornbread. Okay, you don't have to soak your rice again, but if you want to, the reason why, if you want to, again, I don't remember to do mine all the time, but just to get the extra starch off. I know one time people were saying something about, I don't know if it was a certain type of rice or something like that. And I think some people from certain places, what may be in it or not in it, but on it or whatever. But anyway, and then also if you, some people, I think they use it for their hair. So I have not done that, but they say it helps with hair growth. But anyway, again, I don't remember to do it all the time. But you know how sometimes when you're filming these videos, you just try to be a little bit extra. But if you want to do that and start incorporating that in your household, mainly talking to people who may be brand new, moving out on their own, or cooking for the first time, then you can do that. So this is how Mama D does it. She just has it like on a high set, and I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit. If you're brand new at cooking, you may not want to put it on high. My number's rubbed off, but I know where it is. I can turn it down just a little bit. But you may not want to put food on high, and you definitely do not walk away and go in another room. I had to teach my boys, but they still forget, especially when you're a new cook, to don't walk away. Don't go in another room. If you got to go in another room, go right quick and come back. Don't put it on the highest setting. Put it on medium. Even if you're in the room and you brand new cooking. So if you're brand new cooking, what you want to do is turn it down on low. My low setting is over here, and then you want to put a lid on it. Okay, y'all, so I am I'm putting some cut green beans in here, and these are the member mark. So I am forgetting that every little step I need to record or explain what I'm doing. So I just put the whole can in there, but for years, because my mom did it, and my mom did it, and I do it too, but just lately I haven't. So what she does is she drains the canned string beans, gets all that juice off, and then I add water to the canned green beans. So the reason why you may want to do that is for the taste. Also, you may want to do that because of the sodium that is in the can. So Cottrell kept talking about my oldest son who just moved out, and that's why I'm doing some of these videos into detail. He kept saying, Mama, get some canned goods. Yeah, I want you to get some canned goods, but you can get frozen too, because I know the way he eats, and he's starting to get older, so I want him to watch his sodium. But I don't make canned green beans all the time. I use frozen, I use fresh, and with the canned ones, again, I only just started just pouring the whole, because they like the taste of it. They mentioned it with the juice and everything. But if you want to watch your salt intake and you don't mind the difference in taste, because it is an adjustment, you want to go ahead and drain. You can do it right in the can, or you can get a little tiny strainer. You can get the small ones from Dollar Tree. This is what my rice is starting to look like, y'all. So I'm gonna start turning it down now. And you drain it. You just drain the juice off, and you add some water in it. And usually I just put garlic powder, onion powder. You can get it from the Dollar Tree. You can get it from Aldi. I get it from Aldi. You can get it from anywhere, y'all. You can get it from Walmart. And if you want, you know, to save your money, depending on the size, you can get it from the Dollar Tree. At Aldi, it's a little bit less than $1, but it's smaller sizes. And at Walmart as well, I think it's less than $1, but it's a little bit smaller sizes. So let me turn this down. Turn it down. And now it looks all, let's see, where am I tablespoon. If you're brand new with cooking, you may want to use a steamer. I did that once and the boys did not like that too well. I think I used it in, let's see, was it my Ninja? It was my Instapot. It was my Instapot settings. And I think JJ was the one that said it. So some people don't like for their rice to be clumped together or mushy. It don't bother me at all because I grew up on Comet. So I remember when we didn't have but a couple of dollars and I was trying to sit there and stretch and buy that Comet. And Comet is not too pricey, but it depends on how many people you're feeding, how much they eat. And I want to say it was like $3, y'all, then. And you can get a big bag of rice, you know, the store brand, for like less than, for a dollar, or a big old bag for like $2. So I had to adjust my taste buds and not want the Comet. But really, I'm not really picky with rice. I don't like it too, I don't want to say crunchy, because of course you don't want it crunchy. I don't really like it separated. I like it mushy a little bit. So, yeah. Also, in your green beans, you can put some of these dried minced onions in it. And that can be it. You can put Mrs. Dash in it. Let's see. Here's Mrs. Dash. This is the garlic and herb. And you can also, let's see, where's the original? The original. You can put that in it, or you can put some minced garlic as well, and you can put some bacon bits in it as well. So that's something that we use, that big bag from Sam's for bacon bits that we use sometimes in our green beans. I know I use it in the cabbage sometimes if it's fried cabbage, really it's sauteed cabbage. And then sometimes I use the Aldi brand too. So let me put this camera down so I can get this stuff cooked so it'll be ready when Jason gets home. Okay, so now I'm making the Jiffy cornbread. So I had to explain to my oldest, he was making tacos. So he had like 2 pounds of ground beef. So I told him because you have 2 pounds of ground beef, look at the packet on the back, your taco seasoning packet, and you're going to double what you need, or double your recipe. So on the back of the packet, it said 1 pound of ground beef or turkey or whatever. And then so you're going to need to get 2 packets. So for my family, I love Jiffy cornbread. I like a sweet cornbread. I don't really like any other cornbread. I will taste it. If I go to your house, I eat it. But I haven't had anybody, I think I said this in the Thanksgiving video, I don't even know. I haven't had anybody's cornbread. It was good. I ate it. Even my grandmother's. But I love Jiffy cornbread. I just like a sweet cornbread. So anyway, I got 2 of these. No, I used 2 of these. And the honey is bomb. So I have 2 of these for my family, and that makes enough even when Trail's here. So this is 2 of them. You just want to double your recipe. So again, I know a lot of you may already know this. So if you're using 2, that means you're going to use 2 eggs and 2 of the 1/3 cup milk. So I'm getting ready. JJ misplaced my pan, so I have to find it. JJ, you never found it? The small one? Okay, so next you want to put it in your pan, and this is my metal pan. I do use this, but I don't use it for cornbread. I usually use the glass pan, but for some reason it is misplaced somewhere, and I thought I had 2, because some things I just have too many of, and I probably need to give Cottrell some of them. So anyway, when you are cooking in different pans as well, the timing is different. So you know how you look on the back of a box cake mix or something, and the timing is different depending on the type of pan. So glass, metal, I don't even know what else it is I can think of. It just cooks different. So I am a watcher and an eyeballer. So a lot of times I go by the times that they tell me. But if I know I like my chicken a certain way, a certain texture. If I like my cornbread a certain way, then I may leave it in there a little bit longer, add more time or something like that. So I know when I'm cooking the middle one, I have to watch it, but go by the times that are on there and then just look at it. So far as like cornbread, I usually put it for 2 boxes in a 9x9 pan. I think this is 9x9. I know my glass one is, so it's almost, yeah, about this size, maybe a little bit, or it looks like it's a little bit smaller because of the how the edges round up. But anyway, you're going to, I have to look to see, I'll put across how many minutes. Let me just stop and look. So it's 400, preheat your oven at 400. And usually you're gonna preheat your oven, usually I do it for everything, but mainly when you're baking. So that's to make sure that your oven is regulated at an even temperature when you're baking. So let's see. This is for muffin cups, but you can do whatever the muffin pans, you can do whatever you want to do, but it says 13 to 17 minutes. So usually you also are going to have to learn your oven. So usually I do like in between. So if it's like, I done taught JJ and Cottrell should remember, if it's like 13 to 17 minutes. So I may do the top of the minute to make sure that I don't want it to burn the edges, like if I don't want my edges real crispy. But usually I do the middle. So if we're like making pizza or something like that, and it's 13 to 17 minutes, then we'll do like 15 minutes, something like that. So that's usually what I tell my boys when they're cooking, but I know my oven as well. If you have a brand new oven, you definitely want to watch it. And you may want to start with maybe that 13-minute and then watch it and go back next couple of minutes. Set your timer, because I know for me, when you're young, you probably still remember, but for me, I will get sidetracked doing something else, and I will forget that 2 or 3 minutes, and time done went past, and then I'm like, oh, want my cheese burnt, or something like that, because I'm multitasking. So if you have to set your Alexa timer, your timer up here on your stove, or on your microwave, on your watch, or whatever, on your phone. Set your timer. Also, whatever you're cooking, if it's something that you know that may bubble over, and so that you won't make a mess in your oven, you want to put a cookie sheet, a flat sheet pan that will catch the dripping so it won't make a mess in your oven, or it won't smoking and you're like, what is going on? Let me start talking. Okay. So our roast has been cooking for 6 hours. This is warming now. Where's my spoon? I think I washed it. Also, y'all, young people, wash your dishes as you go. Wash your dishes as you go. I don't do it all the time. Don't feel like you have to cross all of your T's and dot all of your I's when you first start. You have to learn. It's a process. You have to learn. And you'll learn as you go. So what I'm doing now is I'm thickening up. Really, I'm fine with it, but I'm just gonna thicken this up a little bit. My gravy in here, let's see. Yeah, so I'm fine with it either way, but I'm going to thicken it up. This is something else that I eyeball a whole lot. I eyeball everything just about, y'all. So it's hard for me to tell people measurements. I'm just going to use a spoon. So this is my cornstarch. You can use cornstarch. Aldi has it. I usually get, you can get the store brand. The Argo, I believe that's how you pronounce it. And I have some water here. So I'm just going to put, you can use flour as well. And you want to put it in cold water. I had to learn the hard way. So many times, so many times. And what this does is it thickens up your gravy. So I got enough the first time. Or something else to mix it. And you're just going to pour this in. The reason why you want, even when you're using the brown gravy packets or the chicken gravy packets, you want to use cold water because it clumps up. And so many times I have been in a rush, not paying attention, and used warm water. And I had to mix that stuff to them. I tried my best to get the little, you know, lumps out, y'all. The little white lumps, but y'all know it's hard to beat them lumps out. So that's going to thicken it up, and it will also lighten it up. So sometimes, well, a lot of times I don't worry about the color unless it's like the holidays or something. But you can use something like this, which I have. Okay, guys, so this is what's for dinner for today. Cornbread, Mississippi roast or beef stew. I didn't do with the celery, onions, and carrots and stuff like that. With gravy with string beans. Pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil.